Hello, YouTube land. Sorry I look a little bit ratty today. It's after midnight and I'm kind of tired. It's been an interesting day. Um, so I want to talk about something that happened to me in August. I'm going to call it the cold from hell. I don't know what it was. Some people think it wasn't a cold and that it was something far more sinister. I'm not going to lie, I'm not in the mood to hear about all the political stuff. Whether this thing is real or this thing is not real. Blah, 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 blah. I don't really like talking about my views on YouTube. Um, so this is not about my political views. Um, where I stand is really between me and God. Really, um, where I stand is between me and the Father, and we're just gonna keep it that way. But I am a practical realist, and I've had some interesting life experiences. But yeah, this is not a music video thing, as you can tell. Music is not part of this video. I want to talk about a real experience I had because maybe this might shed some light or help some people that have gone through a similar experience. There's many variances supposedly of this COVID thing out there, and I've know a lot of survivors compared to people that actually died. Unfortunately, my mother died of this, and I haven't made that public. She died of this last year. She also had underlying health issues. Sorry, I'm tired. This is what you're getting. My mom died of this, and I knew a guy at Guitar Center that died of this, and that's really about it. But it still hits home, and it's scary, right? Um, I mean, survival rates are high, praise God, but it's still scary. But I had a cold from hell in August that I thought might have been RSV, although I've talked to some people, and my aunt is a RN, and she thinks I had one of the COVID variances. I don't know, really. I never even got tested for the antibodies, and I've been tested for COVID before back in May, but this is before I got the call from hell, and I was negative. And well, I take it back. I had a pretty bad cold in May, but it lasted 3 days. But that did not even scratch the surface of what I'm about to tell you. So in August, very beginning of the month, I had the cold from hell. Oh my god. I'm tired. It's been a long day. So I had the cold from hell, and it started out with a headache, which I get tension headaches quite often because I'm, a little chunky and probably sleep apnea, maybe blood sugar issues. So just throwing that out there as well. I'm aware that I'm not the healthiest guy in the world. But with that being said, the day it happened, and this was about a 9 or 10 day process, I got a headache and my vision was going blurred and I was getting brain fog. I was like literally confused. I'm like, okay, my head hurts. I feel pain under the what it was, right or left eye. I don't remember. One of the eyes, I was feeling a little bit of pressure, and I could not see. I couldn't see very clearly. Like it's like how the camera zooms in and out. I had like about 30 seconds of that, or about a minute at least, until my eyes finally settled. And I had brain fog, and I was doing an Uber delivery at Walgreens because that's one of our stops. It was one of the shop and pays where you don't actually have the customers, name in their system. You have to go pick it up for them, which is cool because it pays more. But whew, I'm so tired. I'm sorry, YouTube. It is what it is. It's midnight for crying out loud. I should be asleep, but no, I'm probably gonna watch some episodes of Weird or What after this. So, anyways, I'm having this episode of like, okay, my head hurts. I thought, you're fat and overweight. It's probably just something related to your blood sugar. Just pop some Motrin. You'll be fine. You got this. You're a big boy. You got work to do. Don't let this get you. So I was like, okay, I'll pop some pills, you know, drink a Monster or some kind of energy drink. That was what I thought the cure would be. And the headache did subside. I managed to finish my shift, but I felt like ball sack. I mean, my headache did get a little better, but my throat was developing this really bad itching. And I'm like, telling myself, it's just gotta be cold. It's just gotta be cold. It's freaking nothing. You're fine. Take some pills. You got this. You got work to do. You're not. You don't have the vid. You're good. You got this. You got this. I kept telling myself that. And I thought, okay, maybe this is just a cold or some allergy of some sort. This can't be COVID. And I still don't 100% know if it was, actually. But I'll be honest, this was the cold from hell. Literally the cold from hell. I mean, it was the worst cold I've ever experienced in God knows how many years. So, like, you know, throat starts hurting, nose starts hurting, sneezing, which I'm like, okay, COVID doesn't have sneeze, right? But I read that it apparently does in some variances, supposedly. So I was sneezing real bad, coughing, throat was bad. So I was like, let's nip this thing in the bud. So after work, I went to freaking Walgreens or CVS, whatever one it was. I don't remember which one. It's the one down the street from me. One of those types of stores. And I loaded up on cough meds, ibuprofen, and cough drops. I loaded up on all that stuff. I was like, man, I feel like I'm going to die. So I got all that. And I was utterly miserable. And then Monday hits and I'm worse, you know. And my throat just gets so bad that I'm literally taking cough drops about 3 or 4 times an hour. And I'm usually taking them in double doses too. I'm not just chewing on one, I'm chewing on two at a time because the pain is that intense. And I'm popping 800 milligrams of ibuprofen twice a day. So I'm actually taking 1,600 milligrams of ibuprofen just to function. And I'm drinking Dayquil, and I think it's just a cold, which might have been, but some people think it was COVID, especially my aunt and another COVID survivor I know. Except I never lost the taste or smell. I could taste, I could smell, but apparently that's only that in certain variances you don't lose that, is what they're saying. So I was like, huh. So I had like the sore throat, back cough, runny nose, which I thought, that you can't have runny nose with COVID, right? Isn't it all dry? But I read another article and I've read that that's a thing too. So I think it's the Delta variant or something. Is what they're saying is the quote unquote Delta variant. Yeah, I'm still kind of a hardcore skeptic. I know COVID's real. I'm just skeptical about what happened to me. But at the same time, it was a bad experience. And it lasted about 9 or 10 days before I finally just felt alive again. And so, runny nose, sore throat, sneezing, headache, daily, aches in the body. Um, Barely, I mean, I could function, but it was hard. I could eat, that's fine. Appetite didn't go away, but I had to be drugged up in order to even feel like I could, you know, get out of bed. And I thought, okay, I don't have to quarantine. This has just got to be a cold, right? So if I did have COVID, shame on me, I didn't quarantine. Because I thought it was a freaking cold. Because I'm like, this has got to be a cold or RSV or something. It's got to be one of those. But I don't know. This was the worst respiratory sickness I've had in years, okay? And I had the flu in 2014 that lasted a month, and even this was worse, I mean, I did have a month-long flu, and I actually functioned and went to work every day, which is a stupid idea, but I just newly got hired, and I was like, fuck it, I'll power through. And I lost a lot of weight during that time period. Well, that's another story for another day. But this week and a half was hell for me, and I still managed to function, but it was painful to function. And by the fourth day, it was just really hellacious. Like breathing was becoming a problem, headache and body aches. I'm like, my gosh, and then my throat was just flaming. I mean, I was like, this is horrible. This is never gonna fucking go away. And I was in a lot of pain. And I was trying to do an Uber order. I was like, okay, I need to go make some money. And I did one order, and after the order was done, I'm like, I can't. I literally can't. And I think I was drenched in sweat too. I mean, I was just miserable. And I was like, I can't. I have no strength in my body to do anything. Still not fully convinced that it could be COVID. I'm thinking, no, this has got to be something different because the cough is wet and not dry. But apparently, the COVID can get a wet cough too. Apparently, I didn't know that. Credit to my nurse aunt for telling me that. So I was just like, I don't know what this is, and sure the hell scared me. So I went home from work that day and I said, screw it, I am just going to veg. And I just felt like hell. And then, but I was still having the mentality, this is just a bad cold. This is just a bad cold. You're going to be fine. Except the symptoms just weren't fucking getting better. So the next day I attempt to go to the grocery store to get chicken noodle soup and orange juice. And I did it, and that was a very exhausting endeavor. But I did do it. I made it to the store. And I got home and I'm like, okay, I should be all right. I felt a little better after eating it, but not much. The pain came back quickly, and it got to where I'm like, okay, I don't feel good. And I got to a point where I was hyperventilating because I was having a hard time breathing, and I was coughing so hard that it caused a hyperventilating. And I was coughing and coughing and coughing, and I was freaking out. And I was like thinking, holy crap, I can't freaking breathe. This pisses me off. I cannot breathe. I can't catch a breath. What the hell is going on with me? Somebody call 911. I think I'm going to die here. I don't want to live like this. And then I cough again. And I end up vomiting everything. And then that's when I saw a breakthrough. And day 6, symptoms still remain, but they were greatly subdued. Day 7, I didn't have, I guess, a fever anymore, and my body stopped hurting. And it was about maybe day 8 that I started feeling a bit more normal. And day 9, I was pretty much back and running. But shame on me, I didn't quarantine because I didn't know what I had, and I still don't know what I had. I just know to call it the cold from hell, and that's what we're going to call it. The cold from hell. But it was like a long, daunting process. 10 days, well, about 9 days. Maybe, 10 if you count the night before. Because really, I thought it started on a Sunday, but even the Saturday before, I was feeling some of this. So regardless, it was about a 9 or 10 day process. But really, the little scratch in the under part of my throat didn't clear till at least after, 12 or 13 days. Well, somewhere around there. My memory's not the greatest. But it took about a week and a half before I finally felt normal. And I didn't quarantine. I'm just being honest. If I had to go do something, I went and did it and suffered through it. Shame on me if this was really COVID. I'm sorry. I thought it was a cold. But anyways, that was my cold from hell experience.